My name is Raeesah in grade 10 at Curro Somerset West. A child's fear is a world whose darkest corners are quite unknown to grown-up people. It has its sky and its abysses. A sky without stars, abysses into light which can never penetrate. Julian Green. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will be talking about whether childhood fears should be ignored or not. It is normal for any child to have fears, and these fears tend to change as a child grows and develops. Things that are new, big, loud, or different can seem scary at first. According to Dr. Tamar E. Chansky, author of Freeing Your Child from Anxiety, director of the Child Center for OCD and Anxiety in Pennsylvania, not all fears are bad. In fact, she says a little fear serves as an insurance policy because without fear, we would be jumping recklessly into things we should not do. Childrenshealth.org classifies common fears according to the developmental stages of a child's life. Stranger danger and the skill to be able to recognize people, is that important for children or babies? Infants experience stranger anxiety. When babies are about 8 to 9 months old, they are able to recognize faces of people they know. That is why new faces seem scary to them. Thus, they may cling or cry to stay close to their parents for safety. Fears make strangers of people that would be friends. Sherlyn McLean. I really think this fear really helps a baby to develop the skill on how to recognize people and then later on trust that very same person. Real fears. Should we think about them or just ignore them? Toddlers experience separation anxiety. At some time between 10 months and 2 years, many toddlers start to feel separation anxiety from their parents. They do not want their parents to leave them at daycare or even at bedtime. They may start crying or clinging to stay close to their parent. Young children fear pretend things. Children age 4 through 6 can imagine and pretend, but they cannot tell what is real and what is not. To them, the scary monster they imagine seems real. They might fear what might be under the bed or in the closet. Many are afraid of the dark, while others are afraid of scary dreams. Young children may also be afraid of loud noises, such as thunder or fireworks. Older children fear real life danger. When children are 7 or older, monsters under the bed does not seem to scare them as much because they know that they are not real. At this age, some children begin to fear things that could happen in real life. They may fear a bad guy in the house. They may feel afraid of a natural disaster they have heard of. And they may fear getting hurt or that a loved one could die. When children start going to school, they may start to feel anxious about schoolwork, grades, or fitting in with friends. This all leads to one thing. This fear getting worse. This all leads to one thing. This feeling staying and getting worse as they grow up, moving towards the stages of being a preteen, or it helps them boost their self-esteem and confidence by showing them that they were afraid of things that were pointless and silly. Social anxiety. Preteens and teens especially have social fears. They might feel anxious about how they look or whether they will fit in. They might also feel afraid of doing a report in class, starting a new school, taking a big exam, or even playing in a big sports match. Yet again, these are not things that should be taken lightly. Social anxiety is a big problem nowadays and has become even bigger due to COVID-19 and the lockdown. But at the end of the day, Anxiety in teens have become very common. From my point of view as a 15-year-old teen, it is heartbreaking how teens change to fit in with their different social groups at school. One thing is also really One thing that is also really badly affected is the way teens look, their personality, outlook on life, and their grades. These are just my opinion on social anxiety that I have seen throughout my school career. When a child is afraid, whether age 5 or 15, remember to approach the fear with respect. Do not try to talk the child out of being afraid. Stay calm and confident, because the way you talk to a child about fear is as important as what you want to say. When helping a child to confront their fears, find out what feels comfortable. Never force a child to do more than that. However, don't give a child a total out, because complete avoidance of is not the answer for anxiety. Any any effort, big or small, should be rewarded. This is evident that it does not really matter how old you are, there will always be at least one thing that you fear. It is important to remember that fears are normal and help us grow along with developing our brains. In conclusion, I want to echo Dr. Chansky's message that fears are evolutionary in nature. For example, many children and adults will continue to fear things outside their experience. Our brains are wired to protect us from snakes. For example, even though the average person rarely encounters a slithery serpent, venomous or not, some children may experience anxiety disorder, which is often a strong emotional response to an experience. But mostly, a child's fear is a predictable rite of passage. Thank you.